Hi. So, for the first question, what I think teacher wisdom is I think that it's where you know and understand your students on a very personal and individual level in all areas of the classroom, so you can know what is best for them for their future educational needs or for their transitions throughout their lives. Next, evidence-based practices. I think an evidence-based practice is where the preferences is based on your students' needs, but it also comes mostly from research. So it shows what's effective for your students and how it's effective. Research-based practices are practices that are mainly based off of research and not so much based off of students' needs. Rather, it's just based off of research and what works and what really doesn't work. Promising practices is it has some type of research, but it's not fully research based, but mainly students' needs and what works for your student. And evidence, do you believe that evidence-based practices restrict teachers' instructional decisions making? I think it can if the teacher lets it affect them, but all reality, I think the teacher just has to want to make it work and to implement it and to understand how that practice can benefit their students. So they just have to do a little more research and understand what their students needs in order to enhance what their student can learn and how it can affect their outcomes. I also think the teachers just need to put the time and effort into making it work, but I personally don't know since I'm not in a classroom yet, so I'm kind of just basing off of it like what I've understood or like what I've seen. Describe how I can include effective practices in my current or future classroom. Well, since I'm not in a classroom, this is just my future hopeful classroom. I think you can include educational based practices in many ways in your classroom. I think in order for it to be effective, though, you have to understand the practice itself and understand how you can adapt it to what your student needs. And I also think you should be able to explain how it affects the child to their parent or your administrators, and also be able to explain it to the student in a way that they can understand how it would work for them. I also would love to implement a portfolio in my future classroom because I think it gives the students a way to see their progress throughout the year. And it's also a great way to show the parents what their students are learning and show the administrators the progress that the students have made. And it's also a great way to give feedback to the students so they feel as though that you are reading their work and are very into what they are doing. And it also allows them to go back on their work and see what they've already done and what they know. And it also allows the teachers to see what they may or may not need more help on in the future. And that is all.